Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another one of my Ascension messages. My name is Bobbie Richardson. I am a channeler and a seer. A seer is somebody who sees things outside the norm, and that's with my own eyes, not within my mind or my head. So for 50 years, I saw things that others couldn't see. I had visitations and all sorts of things. And lots of stories, crazy ass stories, as I lived on the edge of this reality and the next. In other words, I was connected to my soul, which is where we're all going. Today we're doing a tarot reading and channeling as well as it comes through from my team. My team consists of Pleiadians, Arcturians. I can tap into source energy, Gaia, and the elementals, and a few more that did visit me over those 50 years span. So, they told me to title this The Truth. What was it? The truth is hard. The truth is hard to hide, something like that. I just wrote it down and then my logical brain forgot it. The truth is hard to hide. That's going to be quite a topic. I might even do a channeling on this topic as well, because it's not as we think. The truth is coming out and we're starting to see that. It has been leaking out over the last 50 years or so anyways, but just recently it is really coming to the forefront, all those things that are hidden within the dark recesses of our minds and the dark recesses of humanity's consciousness that nobody really wanted to face are coming to light. But it's not because those people are actually coming in and presenting them like, hello, I have something that you don't know and I'm coming up with the truth. They are doing that, but it's not as you think. It's because us, the victims, the people that were following that scenario, have been doing so much clearing and waking to wake up that we're now starting to see cut through the lies. The lies were always present. They weren't hiding it as much as what we thought. And now it's really coming up because we're seeing it where they could have said anything to us back in 1960 and it would have just gone over our heads. And they have to be able to bring it up to the public to stop the backlash or the karma backlash to come at them. So they did leak things out. We just didn't listen. We just didn't want to see that in our reality. But the only way that you can move past being tied up is or restricted in a way is to face your own demons of where you decided that you weren't going to see that truth because it was too much for you to bear in that moment. Anyway, there's a really big talk. I think I might have to do a channeling on that one as well. But the reason why they brought it up for this week is because it's really kind of ramping up, right? We can see through it. People that are starting to stand up and speak that have been coming from a very deceptive kind of a manner and controlled many by their deceptions are now being seen in the limelight, and they no longer have the power over. It's really interesting, but we'll go into the tarot anyway and see what's happening there as well. I mean, these are ascension messages that I do bring forward. So it's all to do with the ascension of humanity's consciousness. Hey, Jason. Hey, Joe. Hey, Margaret. Hey, Maggie. Good to see you guys. Yeah, thanks, Margaret, for letting everyone know to click the, and I keep forgetting to say it too. Could you please click the like and subscribe if you haven't? Love to have you part of our family. We did an incredible class on Monday. I'm excited. The channeling that came through, it was really directed in on remote viewing, and it was fun. I really liked it. So I'm going to just focus in on what they tell me to focus in on for the classes and leave it at that, so that it's a collective, unified thing between me and my team. And then we will slowly see where that goes, because I was thinking, why remote viewing? But in the end, it totally made sense why we had to start with remote viewing. It was to do with taking our power back as well. So any case, the classes are bi-weekly. I made them bi-weekly at the moment because it gives us time to actually let all that sink in, and also do the exercises and move through what I've taught. If you're interested, the next one's on the 20th of March. It'll be straight after I come back from the cruise. And next week, I'm pre-recording next week's one, so there won't be a chat bar or free chat bar readings for the Tuesday one. It's just a general reading for an hour. And then my usual channeling on Thursday, but all pre-recorded for that week. And then I will take some video shots of us on our cruise, or at least me, and see who else wants to be involved. And and put a little video together of that. So let's get into these tarots. Also, please look up the Hidden Secrets of the Fairy Tales video. Is so good. It's just this really awesome video. It's not of me talking. It's like a really really cool, how would I put that, inspiring video for you, with images and music, and it's just a dream to move through. So if you want to go look that up, that's on my channel as well. That was my last video that I put together. So I love putting those videos together, and it's got a lot of secrets in there about fairy tales. It's going to be part 1 because I really enjoyed doing it, and I'm going to do way more. Probably make a series out of it, knowing me. Okay, let's get into the tarot. Oh, okay, this one fell out. Get into the tarot. For this week. For this week. For this week. Ooh, nice. Well, we've got 3 that's fallen out so far. I'm going to get into these, I think. So we have the Existence card. I love this card. This card is, it's number 1. It's understanding that there is only one. It's coming back home to us and recognizing who we are. And that space where you sit in that space, when you finally realize that, I can almost take this deep breath of, I didn't have to be concerned about all of that was bringing me into all those other different stories out there. I didn't have to be concerned with all of that, because when I center myself and say, this is how my reality is going to move through life, it does. And so all of those things that were trying to get my attention, which are just other people's stories that are feeling graspy and needing support of their graspiness, start to fall away, and you're left sitting feeling peaceful. I was talking to my daughter last night about having, whether you take $1 million or have a peaceful mind. And I said, I wouldn't care how much money someone would offer me. If it was between a peaceful mind and amount of money, I would always take the peaceful mind. And the reason being that the amount of money that you have will come with a lot of issues and mind traps and everything else. And why are you wanting the money in the beginning? Because you want peace. You want peace of heart. You want peace of mind. And we've actually got this present within us. We can actually come to this realization ourselves that we don't even need the money to be able to have the peaceful mind. Yes, money Money will help in certain circumstances. It doesn't help in every circumstance, though. And if you have centered peace within yourself and understanding that this is you coming home to yourself, that you are carving your next path, that you are in control, that you have the reins, that you're taking responsibility for all your thoughts and actions and everything, then you end up moving through life, and life loves you. The reflection of universe coming back at you loves you because you love it. It's so cool. And the next card that comes up is ordinary card. So the ordinary card is moving through life, understanding that even though we are gods in our own right, we are also just as important as everyone else, which brings us back to we are all the same. We're all ordinary. We can move through our life just enjoying ourselves and simply coming back to us. So really interesting and really powerful messages for this week of returning back to peace and figuring out where our home really lies, who we really are, what's our existence in this world, and what we're allowing to infiltrate us and what we're allowing. And that's another reason why they brought up the hidden truths coming out, because it's not to do with those who are doing the bad things coming out with their bad stories. It's to do with us and our hidden truths of realizing we're no longer victim to their stories anymore. We're no longer victim to them grasping at us. Look at us. I need your attention. I'm all powerful because I have you looking at me. That sort of story, they all start to look silly and foolish, and you take the reins to your own self and realize that it's within your own ordinariness of moving through your day and having a peaceful self, peaceful mind, that you're literally shifting not only this world, but universes within you and universes outside of you, because your perception of your reality has changed. And the intensity then comes after that. So with this power of understanding that we are at home and that we are ordinary, that we are gods, and we are simply moving through this life, and whatever makes us happy is enough. In other words, picking flowers like this person is, and just enjoying life. Then we move through life with more intensity, because we're not afraid anymore to be the authentic us. We're not afraid anymore, and we drive through this world with that authentic power of who we are. And it may make ripples with those ones that are still deceiving themselves and still trying to gain power outside themselves by trying to control others, because you're no longer listening to them anymore. So they'll start to feel this wave of intensity coming at them, that they have to look at themselves. So this is the intensity that comes with this, drives you fast forward in your life. And so it's like almost seeing, they're showing me the chariot of the tarot, where you're in an equal balance of yourself, and you know where you're going, and you get there with great velocity. Whew. Hey there, Khaled. I don't believe in tarot, but I enjoy watching them. Okay. Means cards and astrology. Notice I'll be happy enough. Interesting. I love that people, so long as we don't hurt each other or try to attack each other or anything, I love that people have their own way of going about their life. We're all creating our own journey in here. This is our journey, our responsibility for what we are creating. There is no wrong or right when that happens. There's no judgment on anyone else either, and what they choose to believe or not believe. So I love that. Okay. Here we go. So let's see what else comes up for the messages for this week. I mainly channel through a lot of stuff anyway, because I can feel a lot. So here we go, guidance, but it's upside down. Interesting that guidance comes upside down. Oh, okay, I get it. Thank you. I think I'll have to read this card first. I'll see if one more card comes out. No, I didn't think so. So we will go with this card, guidance, upside down and reverse. It's coming up because we're constantly looking outside ourselves for guidance. And here I am just saying that I'm channeling through. But in the end, there is... it's really interesting. There is only one, and you are the one that is creating this reality. So the guidance is literally coming from your knowing of your authentic higher self. And that's why it was in reverse, because now we're starting to understand that guidance is more to do with us taking back our power, and feeling like we are more than just our bodies, that we are our souls. So it's interesting that we got existence first, returning back to ourselves and our peaceful selves. We have the ordinariness, which is coming back to who we are as well, and just living this life as we want to live it, even if it is the most ordinary thing. And the most ordinary things can become the most precious moments. And then we have guidance in reverse. And I really feel this card is turning all this outside, like reaching for things outside of us to show us the way, and going, I know the way. I am the way. I walk the way. I carve the path. I create everything. I am. And so you're bringing it back to the I of who you are. And you and your eye and how you perceive your world changes everything. And you don't realize the power of that until you start to play with it. There's a transition where you can play with that, and understand it more and more and more as you go. Guidance in reverse. So it's not a bad card, as in we've lost our guidance. Oh no. No, it's not that at all. It's more taking back even more responsibility. Hi, Cancer, you. I hope I get these names right in the chat bar. I'm not very good with English as it is, let alone another language and their names and how it's pronounced. So sorry if I'm getting it wrong. I don't mean to do that at all. See what else comes up for this week and beyond. Yes, this is a real week of coming back to self and taking responsibility. See what else happened. What other? Oh, that just flew in. See, tuning in, coming back to self. It's even, and look at the people around her, and they're like, ooh, look at me. Even if they were a ghost or something like that, or some other thing that's trying to get your attention that's a little freaky or whatever, she is calm. She is at peace with herself, and that's all that matters. They can go, ooh, look at me and all that. And then if she is calm and at peace with herself, she accepts everything in her life as her own creation. She's not concerned about all the hoo-ha that's happening on the TVs and everything else. She's not concerned about it. She is in tune with who she is, and she feels at peace with herself. And isn't that where we really want to go? We desire the biggest house or the best house for us. We desire the money and all of that sort of thing. We desire the love, the partners and everything. But it all comes back to, we desire all of that because we want peace of mind. We desire all of that because we want to have a life that feels like we can step into creating whatever we truly desire through our own peace of mind. And it's beautiful. Hey Margaret, thanks for that. Fairy tale video was very good. Thanks for that. It's a good video. Go watch it, guys. I just noticed that the views on that isn't as high as it is, my tarot's readings and stuff. But honestly, I'm going to promote myself, right? This video, the fairy tale video, and a lot of my other videos are really good. They're not. I put a lot of production into them. Let's put it that way. Okay. Let's get back into the reading, though, which is where we're at. They're showing me actually 12 o'clock, moving into past the clock, into 13. 13 is the number of, it's a prime number. It is oneness. And this is what they wanted to stop us from seeing as well with the number 13 and cloud our judgment with it and everything. There was power behind the number 13. If we take a 12 number, and we can separate it into 3 times 4, 2 times 6, but 13 is just one. It's one string, it's one line, it's your creation, it's where you're moving to. So interesting that too. There's 2 cards that fell out together, so I'm going to read them together. We have total opposite cards here. Possibilities is the first one, which is being the observer of your life. And when you're the observer of your life, you can start to see the path that you've taken, see where all of the things went wrong, and see where you can see the true path of what you really want to take and move through that path like with intensity. Because you know what you want now. You're not deviating into these other paths that don't work for you anymore. Now that has fallen out with stress. So stress is the card where we're trying with our logical mind to pick up everything and carry all the stories. So stress would be trying to go through all the stories to make sure that you haven't missed something, make sure that you haven't forgotten something, make sure that you're going on the right path. And so you deviate this, that. So in your head, you have all these stories running around, and you wake up in the morning and you're stressed because, oh my God, that might happen. Oh my God, I got to fix that. Oh my God, I got to do this. And so stress starts compounding you. What happens when you get stressed in your head is that your body starts to stress up. When your body starts to stress up, and if it's prolonged muscle tightness, you get sick in that muscle, and so forth. And we get problems with our bodies and stuff like that. The best scenario I can say to become the observer of your reality, or listen to your soul instead of your monkey mind that's chattering over here, is to put all of the stories down and say to yourself, I am trusting now. I am going to trust that I can breathe and feel and think nothing and always pick up the right ball or the right story that's needed in this moment and give it a 100% in this moment. When we can do that, we are alleviating the stress. Stress comes from the logical mind trying to fill a space that the intuitive mind allowed, so that you can connect to the soul and have receptivity to messages coming through. And if it comes in and goes, I don't like that space, it should be filled with this, we should be thinking and we should be making sure and all of this, then it stops you from connecting to the messages coming through. So if you're moving through life, allowing your soul to guide you, there needs to be space. And what's the space? It's coming back into living in the moment. It's the peace, it's the tuning in, it's the existence of self. Sarah, I'm obsessed with 13. It's been my lucky number my whole life. Love that. Okay, I'll do some free readings after this. So just hang in there if you want to have a quick one-off reading. Actually, I want to get another pack, so I want to leave these cards here. For some reason, these tarots are calling me. These are the steampunk tarots. They're really big, though, so they're hard to shuffle. I just have to trust that. And they're a bit sticky, too. So excuse my really sad shuffling here. I trust that whatever is meant to happen is meant to happen. So show me messages for this week, please. It's interesting that the children that were daydreaming or just going off into a tangent, not even thinking anything, were the ones that were pulled back in the classroom to, oh no, you've got to listen to me. I'm an outside voice. My outside voice is more important than your inner knowing. Just remember that with the schooling systems. Okay, message through Steampunk Tarot. I keep getting channel messages instead. Well, these ones are wonderful, so I'm going to take those. Okay, so we have, look at that, Temperance. Here we are. How many peaceful cards do we have for this week? This is cool. We have Returning Home, Existence. We have Tuning In. We have the Ordinariness card. And now we have, turn it over, Temperance. Temperance, but they say that there's something on this picture. The train. Oh, okay. So the train is a form of transport where many can go on it at once. And they're feeding through to me that it's been brought up because when we come back to ourselves as peaceful within us and we're realizing that we're the only ones responsible for creating our reality, we start to align ourselves with others who have the same mission or others who want the same similar things or want to create the similar story or want to that sort of thing. And so she's waiting by the train. She's coming into the peacefulness of herself, temperance, and she's waiting by the train of collectively coming together to create even more or bleed her story into with others, and then the support is shown outside of ourselves as well. But we're moving through life like we're moving on a train, and there's many stops on the way, and there's no other problems coming towards us because we're on a train. And I know that trains crash in this reality, but we're just talking about the energy of a train. It's on a one track. It doesn't have like cars coming back and forth to crash into it. It's just one track. And they're also bringing me to in Italy, they had a mountain that was very steep, and they didn't have a train that could handle it, but they still built the train track through it or over it. And then it wasn't till many years later that the train could be possible, had a strong enough engine to be able to go on it. So they're bringing that up as if the track is there. The track is already there. We are just coming into alignment of ourselves to be able to be in the same, keep that at a temporal state. Where was our card? We had the temperance before, didn't we? Which I actually put away. Oh, no, that was it. Temporal state. Duh. A temporal state, because I don't usually use these cards. I forgot. I was looking for a certain card and it was, anyway. So temporal state for us to be able to get on the train. So I literally feel them laughing at me up there. Anyway, next to that is the Four of Cups. So Four of Cups is Sorry, just tapping into that with the Temperance card. So here we are on this train, and this guy looks like he's actually on the train now, and he's got his cups filled, and he's like pondering the next move. Okay, where should we go from here? But instead of pondering it by himself, there will be many. But he's also putting his hand out. See, if you can see, he's putting his hand out. Like, I know where I'm going. I'm going over there, but I'm pondering it. I'm pondering what I'm actually doing here. It's interesting. I have my cups full. I'm ready for the next stage. It is only through balanced mind, balanced understanding of ourselves, coming back to who we are, that we are going to see that clearly. We're going to see the track and the train that we're going to jump on. That comes with that the mission starts to form into a great form. Mission starts to form when we have peace of mind, because we are following our heart's desires, our passions, our desires, and when we're no longer there's no fear boulders in front of us. They're gone. Now, with that is the truth. The truth is that we are here to create our own path and our own adventure and excitement of our life and wherever we want to take it. And there's no judgment call on that. And those that have been trying to pull the truth of their expectations over your eyes and you becoming victim to their life, and woe is me, poor me, I'm going to follow you, that is no longer going to happen. They start to do that to you. You see them. I see you. I see you. I've seen you before. I tried your game. Doesn't work. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm over it. So we're really coming back home here. It's nice. It's a nice journey that's happening. It's a relevant journey that's happening. And it's meant to happen. It's not something that's airy-fairy anymore. We are grounding what we really, truly desire in this world. Okay, so I will open up the chat bar to a free reading. Okay, and I'm going to, I'll grab the dice for a reason. I'm going to grab the dice. So, yeah, we have home. Look at that. I grabbed the dice for a reason, and look what came up. Home. That home is this picture, because I created these dice. So this picture is of, because I was taken to a potential Earth for humanity, and they show me, it wasn't, the beauty of it was beautiful, and the things that we could explore were incredible, but it was the peace of mind that I had in that journey. The peace of mind was the most important thing, and that's what I remember. And then I went, I know where I'm going now. It's got nothing to do with outside here. It's got to do with how I felt when I was there, when they took me there, and that was absolute peace within myself. So there's a massive journey to be taken when we go home. We are going home. This is what this whole crazy ass story is all about, that we've pulled ourselves into. We're breaking through the illusions of what we thought we had to, of the restrictions that we thought we had to follow. And we are creating our own path by empowering ourselves. So really cool that they got me to pick that up, and here I am with the actual picture behind me. I love that. Okay, so I will now get my cool tarots that I love using for the free chat bar readings. So guys, if you want a free chat bar reading, I'm ready. Zara, my little Willow, 9 years. Okay, I can do that for you. That's fine. Okay, well, we'll start off with Willow, and then we'll go from there. That's different when I read for children. So let's just see. What comes up for Willow? Have to get into that energy. It's a different energy. It's a much more simplistic. I love the energy of children. It just makes me feel so warm. Especially you, Willow. It's beautiful. You're a lovely little girl. Okay, here we go. Card for Willow, please. Now. Okay, we have too many here. I'm not going to do that. I feel like they're just too many fell at once. I just want one card, please. Thank you. I love it. Just want one card, and it went, and it slowly fell out too. So, Willow, you got the Wheel of Fortune. You got the Wheel of Fortune. This wheel is your life, and now you are ready for something totally different. You're growing up and you're moving into something different in your life, and it could be that you just learned a valuable lesson, maybe with your friends at school even. I'm feeling that, where you don't have to put up with something. I feel like there's something new coming your way because you managed through something with more maturity of yourself. As a 9-year-old could be mature, and you worked it out. So you're moving towards the next stage of your life, and it's going to bring you many more. There will be many more gifts. It's not to say that there's not going to be some hurdles on the next path that you take, but you are stepping into understanding, now you're receiving something for this maturity level that you took on. Yeah, it's a nice feeling, but there's something new coming around the corner for you. I like that. Okay, now let's get into who else was there. Sorry, Maggie, I'm not sure. A friend died. Oh, so sorry. Oh, I am so sorry, Maggie. Just remember that even though we leave this body, we're still as a soul, right? And understanding who we are in our life and everything in our life. Actually, we understand more, and we don't have the program that's pulling us in with a monkey mind anymore. So you're actually more clear once you leave. There's if you wish, you don't have to, but there is an opportunity if you want to connect with her to close the gap between death and the living. She's got her own thing to do over there as well, though I feel like there's something more for her to do. So it might be a sporadic connection, not like a full-on, oh my God, they're going to be with me all the time kind of guide person. There's something else for her over there. Anyway, that's what I'm feeling into for her. My heart goes out to you, though. I haven't had too many people close to me pass over, so I've been very fortunate in that way. Okay, Zara Rose. I would love a little reading. Zara. One card, please. For Zara. I feel that's interesting. Cards just as I had a channel message come through, cards flipped and went right back to where they were. The channel message was the icebergs are melting. There's something around you that was cold or keeping you from tapping into your emotions, and it's melting. So you might feel that it's coming back full circle. There's an offer Four of Cups again. Now the Four of Cups came in the main reading. Interesting how this happens, how the same energies come back. We have, how many cards do we have in these packs? Like a lot. What's the odds of within 2 packs of cards the same card comes out? But it does. So that's the energy. So here we are, an offering or a pondering of where you're going to go next. But I do feel like something is literally melting away from you and it's opening a new door, but they want you to just take a rest, take a step back, just figure out where you want to take this new, there's like almost like a new energy or new something or a new feeling or a new thought, something new, to get used to that. Just sit back and sit back and just take it in for a while. Yeah. Okay, for this week at least. Then the offer will be clearer. You'll know exactly what you're doing after that. Sarah K. Okay. Sarah K. Sarah K. Sarah K. Okay, we got one that fell on the ground. Was the King of Pentacles, standing in your power of knowing what you're truly worth, your worth. There's a worth feeling with you. It's like you're trying to change some sort of energy pattern of self-worth. Something's held you bondage with this feeling, and it's prevented you from getting the 10 of Chalice. So because a few cards fell and I'm just reading them as well. We've got the Devil, then we've got 3 of Wands in reverse and the Chalice of 10 of Chalice in reverse. So something has been blocking you and you haven't figured it out yet, but you are trying to change, almost like changing your own path or change something of your own self-worth. You will break through. You will get there. The bondage that you have within your own mind of your own limitations of self-worth was held back with some dominating character in your life, some maybe a partner or something like that, somebody overbearing that pulled the wool over your eyes and made you feel small. It could have even started when you were a very small kid, but it could have had something to do with as you were growing up. Just be aware that you are chipping away at this, that it is happening, that you wouldn't have got the King of Pentacles unless you were moving towards the right direction. You're on the right direction. I know we all say be patient and keep going in that direction, but it will break through. There will be a moment where the bubble will just go and you'll go, I don't feel it anymore. And so sometimes when we pop through these bubbles, these delusional bubbles within our own mind, we literally don't even notice it. We just kind of move into the next story. And then it's not until later that we go, I haven't been thinking about that anymore, because you're not thinking of it anymore. And that stops preventing you. So you're not aware of it. As soon as you're aware of it, you're thinking of it, right? It's like the elephant in the room kind of a thing. Okay, who else have we got? Jason Pickett. Jason Pickett. Details. There's something to do with details with you. Maybe you're not seeing the bigger. You're looking at a detail. I see you seeing a detail, but you're not looking at the bigger picture. It is, the bigger picture is relevant, but it's almost like if you feel like you get this detail right, everything will go right. Wow. But then when you get one detail right, and there's a big picture, right, and there's a lot of details in a big picture, you'll find another detail and another and another and another. And so you're just jumping from one detail to another, where if you pull back, become the observer of the whole picture, and you could go, I see all the details, I see all the little things that I have to focus in on and all of that. But the big picture has a different energy. If I just, it's almost like we hide in the details to prevent ourselves from seeing what the big picture really feels like and where we're actually going. You've got the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. So look at that person. I just realized he's working on something, right? Working on the details, but it was in reverse when it came in. So yeah, this card totally goes with what I just channeled through for you. Yeah, there's a bigger picture, and it came through as a Temperance, and here we go again, same energy, similar energy to the main reading, although it is in reverse. It's coming through as the Temperance, and the big picture is a balanced self, a balanced mind, a balance within who you are. And if you don't want to look at that, you're not completely in balance with allowing your intuition and your logic to play equal parts in this journey as needed, and how to work with the intuitive mind and how to work with the logical mind and what their values are. When you're not doing that, when you can't see that, because you don't want to see that's too big a picture for you to look at. You're looking at little details, and then the details end up taking you into something that it is relevant to you shifting the story, but there's a trillion details, and to go through them all would be a big long game. And so to snap out of that, you come back, observe your life and maybe all of the story that's happened so far, see what is repeating in your life, and then go, okay, I'm the main denominator in that repetition. And I will now go inwards and find where the imbalance is. So yeah. Okay, Jason, that's you. She's so excited. It's called Zara. Okay, Margaret, I believe you'll have 2 minutes. Perhaps she'll connect with you from the other side. Thanks. Maybe. If she does, I'll let you know. Joe, we have 2 cards. We have the Nine of Wands in reverse. This Nine of Wands is a wounded warrior. He's standing, he's planted all of his wands and he's standing there, but it's in reverse. So now you're like, okay, I'm ready to move out of this victim crap. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm ready and it's a 9. I'm ready to move into something new, which the next one would be the 10 of Wands, right? But instead you got the Ace of Swords. So I'm ready to step into my power more and trust my intellect and my knowing of who I am, of my story that I'm creating. I'm verbally going to start speaking start to come into the power of who I am and communicate this with the world. This is a new beginning for you. So that's really cool too. Joe. Oh, Willow would like to say thank you from the bottom of her beautiful little heart. You're very welcome. I've brought up 3 girls. I never followed much of the system. I even took them off homework because I felt they had too much logical learning. And I told the teachers that in the primary school. And then in the high school, I said, if you want to do your homework, you do it. And they applied themselves so much that my eldest ended up becoming a scientist. She's living over in Sweden. And my middle child is now at university to be a teacher. and they apply themselves, became AB students of high school, even though I took the reins myself and didn't follow the so-called rules of this school. But you got to follow what's right for you, for your child. That's what I felt was right for me, for mine. No, I didn't do it with the eldest. The eldest she applied herself. She wanted to learn. She hated it when she couldn't learn. She hated it when kids spoke out in school and didn't want to listen to the teacher. She really wanted to learn. The other two, they were AB students as well, but that's only because they applied themselves. They're not like overly bright as in intellectually bright. They just apply themselves because they want to, not because I push them into or the school pushed them into. Totally different energy. Any case, just thought I'd give you that little snippet of information of what I did with my girls. So, Zara, thank you for beautiful. No worries. You're right on the money as always. Okay, Maggie Smith. I'm old, so 3 years. I know it's a really let's pull a card for you, Maggie. If you, it's a hard thing to deal with in the moment that it happens. I wouldn't even want to. I just want to give you a big hug, honestly. Let's see if we can get a card from her. If she allows. She's like saying, I'm a speck of dust and amongst many. That's how she feels at the moment. And it's all, she's happy. It's fine. It's all good. It's all good. It's a good feeling that I'm getting. It's not a bad feeling at all. It's like a feeling of extra freedom. Yeah. Okay, so we got the 3 of Chalice and the 2 of Swords, but they're in reverse. But since we're coming from the other side, I'm going to do them upright. So celebrations, meeting other people. So I feel like she's happy with other people over there. Her burden of choices of feeling blindfolded, it was underneath. It was like that. So that is disappeared now. So there's something. Well, obviously, there's something fallen away from her that was feeling indecisive about whether to, almost like being here or not. And now that she's taken the leap of faith into, because even if it doesn't matter whether it's accidents or whatever, even if it is whatever it is that's taken her, it doesn't matter. It'll come through as her soul aligning herself with the fact that she wanted to pass. I'm not tapping into her at the moment. I'm just using the tarot cards because otherwise I won't be able to do other readings. Once I start to channel through somebody else, I can't do the readings then. So, yeah. Okay. So I'm just thinking what the time is. Okay, I'm probably going to have to leave it soon or leave it there because I'm going to have to take my daughter to school and we've been late a couple of times at the train. So I'm starting just a few minutes earlier, like 5 minutes earlier, so that I can get her to school. Don't forget, guys, that next week I'm going to be on a cruise, so it's going to be pre-recorded. But I will follow up with the norm as we go along. I've got a big interview coming up on the 2nd of April with Catman and the 12th of April with Robert Carlyle. So I'll be on his podcast as well. He interviews a lot of people like me. So, guys, there's some really juicy stuff coming up. I still have in the pipeline Kevin Moore, who said he'll get back to me. He's a very busy guy, and he does tend to take quite a few like he can take months before he does actually get back to it, but he says he would, so he will, and he does. So I will be back on his show eventually. Yeah, so we have quite a few things coming up. Plus, I'm going to probably do another fairy tale message. Please go check that out. It is beautiful. You won't feel like it's a waste of your time. Let's put it that way. Love you guys heaps. Until next time, adios. Bye.